That is kind of insane that like this 10-year lore that I've now been following along with for 6 years is coming to an end right now. I have been actively following this for 6 years, and it's ending now. This is it. In 5 minutes, I'm going to start listening to this album, and it's over. It's done. All right, we've got 5 minutes until the album drops. It's time to blabber. So, for those of you, in the video watching, 21 Pilots are probably the most important band to my music listening journey. They are the band that made me really start to like music, because when I was younger, I was never really able to find my into music. I never really found myself enjoying anything. There was some like shitty YouTube rap that I pretended to like because a lot of my friends in school liked it, but I was never really able to find an into music until one day I was just scrolling through YouTube and I saw the Jumpsuit music video come up on my recommended. You know, I was like, hey, 21 Pilots, that's the band my mum likes, let's give this song a shot. And it clicked. Something clicked in my brain, and I was like, hang on a sec. This is actually really good. I actually genuinely am connecting to this and think this is pretty, like, incredible, and it's making me feel things. So then I checked out the rest of Trench, and I liked the rest of Trench. Then I checked out the rest of their discography, and I really liked the rest of their stuff. And then I branched out to different bands, listened to more artists in that kind of sphere, got into My Chemical Romance and Fall Out Boy. And then I branched outside of that sphere when I listened to Radiohead for the first time, and that just spiraled into me doing this, being the pretentious asshole who doesn't like Oasis, who hates jazz and the Beatles, definitely. That all stemmed from Jumpsuit being recommended to me on a random fucking Wednesday. I'm just saying Wednesday as a random day. It was 21 Pilots that is the reason I like music, and I still think Trench is perfect. Every time I return to Trench, I find myself liking it more and more and more. That album is a 10. That album is in my top 10 albums of all time. I think Trench is a fucking masterpiece. Rest of their discography shrunk on me a little bit. Scaled and Icy is good. Clancy is their only other great album in my opinion. Vessel has shrunk a little bit. I still think it's good. Blurry Faces, whatever. And then, you know, Self-Titled and Regional at Best are just kind of forgettable. Well, Self-Titled is kind of forgettable. Regional at Best is fucking terrible. Regional at Best sucks, okay? I don't see anyone defending Regional at Best here. Yeah, and here we are. We are now at what... I'm going to be honest, they're like, oh, you know, we're just going to take a little bit of a break. This is going to be the final 21 Pilots album. I think that what's going to happen is they're going to reunite for tours... And, you know, they're going to, you know, do shit further down the line. But this is going to be their final album. I think that this lore has been the thing that has been the glue for this band. I don't have... listen, don't place your bets on another album coming. Really don't place your bets on another album coming, okay? Oh, shit! Let's watch this teaser. There's no teaser. Premieres in 5 hours. I fucking knew it. Where's the teaser? I'm not watching any teaser. Not watching any teaser. We're not watching any teaser. No. We're not going to watch any teaser. We're not going to have anything spoiled. We're not going to have anything spoiled. Nothing. Not going to have anything spoiled. Okay, we're going into this shit blind. I'm going to go into that music video blind. Ladies and gentlemen. Where is it? It's not saying I have access to the tracks, you son of a bitch. You give me those songs. I have it. I have access to the album. Ladies and gentlemen, hold on. I need to get a notepad up to keep track of my scores. Okay. Track 1. City Walls. This picking up from the end of the music video. Incredible bass tone. Okay. These drums sound fucking incredible. This is a 5.5 minute track, by the way. 5.5 minutes. Right, I need Genius for this. We need Genius. We said the title of the album. Fascinating soundplay. These synths and guitars sound so off, in a good way. There's something that's so foreign and so off-kilter about them that's blending with the mania of this track so far. I'm liking this.
Square up with me, I can come to you. Tell me when. Pair up with me, I can run on you. And wondering what you thought would happen, who you thought I would be. Was this a side swipe, or did you picture this in a dream?
Vocals are absolutely beautiful. Seriously, Tyler Joseph is bringing his A game as a vocalist here.
My smile wraps around my head, splitting it in two. My smile wraps around my head.
I love how moody this is getting. This feels very Trench, especially with the pianos and how murky and kind of spacey this is. Fucking holding on to you, callback. It's all connected. It's all connected. Ending with Heavy Dirty Soul, huh? Transition? Wow. Okay, hell of an opener. Wow, City Walls. Fantastic way to start this. Yeah, really flexing the production muscles of Paul Meany here. Holy shit. Wow. That track is such a bombastic, even bigger fireworks show than fucking Overcompensate was on Clancy. This track has so much going on. It's 5.5 minutes and you can feel it. This song goes through so many different phases, has so many fucking switch ups. Tyler Joseph is bringing every single performance style he can on this track. There's rapping, there's screaming, there's the falsetto stuff, there's the moodier piano ballad type vocals. This track literally feels like it's them bringing everything they've ever done into one song besides the reggae. I'm glad they didn't add any reggae fucking switches into this song. That was pretty fucking great. I will say, the pacing can be a little clunky on this song. I feel like it does move, like, stop and start a little awkwardly. I think that's my only real problem with this track, is that the pacing, you know, it definitely, you know, for a 5.5 minute track, it isn't the most well-groomed in that regard. But besides that, I think that the sound play here is fucking fantastic. Great off-kilter synth and guitar sounds. Tyler Joseph bringing a hell of a performance. And the callbacks throughout this song don't feel too forced as well. You got Heavy Dirty Soul, you got fucking Holding On To You as well as a Migraine reference that I didn't actually pick up on the first time, which was kind of fun looking back at the lyrics here to pick up on. I think they kind of spoiled the music video. It ends with the fucking Heavy Dirty Soul noises. If the music video ends where Heavy Dirty Soul starts and it's like one big cycle, I'm gonna lose my shit. That's such a lame fucking corny thing to do, and I swear to Christ, if they do that, that breaks the entire fucking messaging of this storyline about breaking the cycle. If the music video ends where Heavy Dirty Soul starts, I'm going to lose my fucking mind. Also, transition. The first transition we've seen since Jumpsuit into Levitate. That's the first, like, song-to-song transition that they've done since Jumpsuit into Levitate. And it actually sounds better than the Jumpsuit into Levitate one. Feeling a high 8 on this song. I actually have RAWFEAR.
RAWFEAR moves me, sounds of empty Uzis. Life is just forever, nipping heels, nervous. You know it scares me, not stupid. You've met my fears, they're all regulars. Wait, who's the new kid?
Oh, these drums are punchy as fuck, wow.
RAWFEAR moves me, sounds of empty Uzis. Life is just
nice
forever,
sub-bass.
gripping feels.
Wow.
Now moves me, sounds of empty Uzis. Life is just forever, gripping feels.
Tempo change?
But a poisonous progression. Try to microdose to immunity.
What Saturday should have been.
What's the matter? Isn't helping you go. I wish now I can't seem to sit still any longer. RAWFEAR moves me. Sounds of empty Uzis.
Transition works surprisingly well there.
Never slowing down.
We're gonna get another transition? No, that was wishful thinking on my part. Another great track. Feeling a low 8 on this one. Like 8.2, 8.3. That was fun. Yeah. That track had one of the most fascinating and impressive switch-ups on any 21 Pilots song. The tempo change there is actually implemented incredibly creatively, and it doesn't feel like on previous tracks where it will randomly just burst into a fucking reggae song out of nowhere. This actually feels like it's necessary to the pacing of the song to have this speed up and then sudden slow down. And I think the writing here is solid as well, talking about raw fear, I'm guessing means like an empty fear of something. Living your life just through this lens of constantly being afraid of everything around you and kind of forcing yourself to let loose, you know? Yeah, I don't know. I think this song's solid. It's definitely a bit of a strange switch up coming after City Walls, but, you know, it's a fucking 21 Pilots album. I'm not going to expect the most consistent tonality. In fact, I'm expecting this album to be all over the place sonic-wise. So I really said, no one watch this motherfucker. This is a new 21 Pilots album. This stream is guaranteed numbers. Drum Show. Well, we're going to listen to Drum Show for the sake of album context, of course.
Putting on a drum show. Completed checklist for today. Now they have to let you out of your cage. He's putting on a drum show. Even now, even now, even now.
Yeah, this song's so fun, dude. I've grown to like this more than the contract. Sweeps and Navigate. Man, Navigating's so good. I say I like this more than Navigating though, yeah. One thing I've noticed about this album, and I'm pausing this because I've already heard this song like a million times. This has been a thing for all of the first 3 tracks. We're getting a lot more of Tyler Joseph sitting in his higher registry. We're not quite at like full-on falsetto vocals here, but Tyler Joseph is very comfortable sitting in his slightly higher registry on this album. And I think that's really interesting, because usually that would be a thing that he would kind of just pull out on like a certain track to kind of heighten an emotional moment. But here it's the majority of what we're getting, which is a really interesting change vocally. That's a pretty drastic change as well. His vocals sound so different here. It's nice to see him make a full-on pop-punk song as well. You know, obviously they have a lot of pop-punk influences and a lot of pop-punk roots, so to see him just go all in on this song is really nice. Shit, emo? It's pop-punk. It's pop-punk. It's gonna sound emo. It's gonna sound edgy and angsty. Really? Oh, the shouting is superb. Shouting is superb on this track. Alright. Yep, I love Drum Show. This song's even grown on me since the first time I heard it. I like the breakdown a lot more than the first time I heard it. I think the flow of this track is fantastic. One of the catchiest 21 Pilots songs, and a lovely tribute to 2000s era pop punk that sees the band really just like showing appreciation to their roots and their influences. The song's a low 9 for me, like a 9.2 to a 9.3. A just full-on pop punk track. Delightful. Also, Josh Dun being given the vocals. I had a problem with him not being like having more of a presence on this song, but I think just giving him a chance to get some vocals here and getting some falsetto backing vocals towards the end is a, you know, it is a nice thing to kind of switch up stuff in that regard on this track. I'm going to say this because this is going to be a video. I'm going to say my conspiracy theory about 21 Pilots here. And people in the chat are going to get pissed at me for saying this, but I've had a theory that 2020s era 21 Pilots, Scout and Icy and Clancy, Josh Dun has not been involved in every song. I listened to some of the songs with very evidently programmed drums, and it doesn't even sound like his style of playing. It sounds like on certain tracks, Backslide, Lavish, on Scout and Icy, I know a song like The Outside on Scaled and Icy. It doesn't feel like Josh Dun is involved in those songs. And he's definitely, you know, on a song like, say, Overcompensate, on a song like The Contract, it's definitely like Josh Dun's playing. But there are certain tracks where you can tell it's Paul Meany or Tyler Joseph just programming a beat. Worst take ever? I know, absolutely horrible take, worst take on the planet. But it's true, that's my hot take. As a drummer, I pick up on this shit, okay? I pick up on this shit. Next track, Garbage. Fucking hell.
I feel like garbage. I feel like I'm walking through the numbers. I'll show you nothing's left. It's like
It said, yeah, so like the hype, yeah.
I feel like garbage.
there's some ukulele in the back there.
I'm biting down on my shirt sleeve. I lash out. Would you move close?
Before we move into this slowdown, this song lost me. Yeah, this is just this doesn't really have anything too distinct going for it. This just feels like it could be any BBC Radio 1 sound and ass pop track. For a band that do such a good job at making themselves stand out, this is a surprisingly bland, generic moment here. Production's amazing, I'll give it that. Production's fucking incredible.
Maybe and you like it like this.
Great vocal performance though. Jyla Joseph's vocals are fucking amazing. Like, the production's fucking incredible. This is a masterclass production-wise so far. Getting some guitar. Nice to see some guitar on a 21 Pilots song, you know? Chat? Yeah, this is the same guy who produced Blurry Face and Scaled and Icy. They brought back the guy who produced Blurry Face and Scaled and Icy, combined him with Paul Meany, who did Trench and Clancy, which I guess that's all the Lore albums. You're bringing in the two producers that produced the Lore albums and having them work together. Okay, sure. This is definitely a very Scaled and Icy feeling track. I'm guessing this one was produced by Mike Elizondo. Song's fine. It's just a very radio-friendly track. I'm shocked that wasn't a single. This is a charting single right here. Absolutely fucking incredible production. The production on this album is as good as, if not better than, Trench. This is one of the best produced albums of the year. This sounds fucking amazing. But the song itself is just, it's a standard radio song. It's a flat 7 for me. It's good, just not quite great. It's just a standard generic pop rock track. Great performances, incredible production, but just the actual songwriting, song structuring, you know, I'm not the craziest on. That has since grown to be a low 8. Re-listening to this track with the understanding that this album has a bit of a brighter sound definitely made it grow on me a decent bit. Again, great production, fantastic performances, and I think the more pop kind of, not necessarily generic sound, but the more broad pop appeal gives this song like a nice saturated, colourful tint that I feel like actually appeals to me more than I thought it initially did. The Contract, which we will also be listening to for album context. This is the song that Fantano said was a shameless Linkin Park ripoff. By the way, guys, shameless Linkin Park ripoff with nothing unique to say. Listen, sorry to fucking pause it right at the beginning of the song. I have to sit here and say, I love Fantano. I fucking love Fantano. But for Fantano to say this is just a Linkin Park ripoff with nothing unique about it, motherfucker listened to the first half of the song once and didn't re-listen to it. There's no fucking way. There's no, absolutely not. He did listen to the song. He listened to it on stream, but I think he only listened to it once, to be honest. Oh, the way that chorus opens up is fucking beautiful. Incredible. God. Damn, album context is making this song work better. Holy shit. This song is fucking incredible, dude. Yeah, this is one of the best produced songs of the whole year. The way that chorus opens up is, like, actually... Fuck it, this is one of the band's best songs, genuinely. This song is, like, mind-bogglingly good. The synth work, the vocal effects, it's able to create a feeling of pure anxiety and panic. Oh, it just sinks you right in it. This is insane. This song is fucking insane. Yeah, I was saying Drum Show grew on me to be better than The Contract, but no, listening to this in album context, this song is one of the best songs of the entire year and one of the best 21 Pilots songs.
And I'm just trying to stay quiet.
One of the best fucking drum sounds ever, dude. Josh Dunn's drums sound fucking spotless. Spotless. I'm pretty sure the way they did that is they do this with Josh Dunn's drums a lot, is they layered his drums. I think they double track his drums and add a programmed version of the drum beat as well on top of it with a different sound, and it makes it so much punchier. I think it sounds like that's what's going on, and his drums sound fucking perfect here, dude. Incredible fucking drum sound. Love albums do that. Wait, really? Double tracking drums and the program version on top? I don't know, maybe there's some extra shit going on here because there's something here. It's kind of shocking how good they sound. Incredible shit. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. The Contract is one of the band's best songs, and listening to this in album context has like made me realize that this is one of the best produced songs of the year. Holy shit. The way this song opens up on the chorus actually made my chest tighten a little bit. And how murky this song is, how fucked the synth noises on this song are, how perfect the drum sound on this track is. This song is one of the band's absolute best. On top of being one of their most legitimately dark, this is the exact direction I wanted this album to go. It's able to capture the feeling of anxiety and panic, and it makes you sit in it the entire track. This is one of the band's best songs. This is one of my favorite songs of the year. The song is a 10. See, this is why we re-listen to the singles. Album context matters. I noticed you got downstairs. Yes, this is. 90 viewers is kind of crazy. Yes, like this true. Oh, really? That's interesting. It's a demo from the Regional at Best era? Really? Holy shit. Wow. Okay. I like how raw this one is. I will say I do appreciate that they're going with a more raw sound to kind of harkening back to Regional at Best, I guess. This is very raw. These drums sound like they could have been recorded with just like one mic in the center of like a very echo heavy room. Tyler Joseph's vocals again sound very roomy. This entire track feels a lot more sparse than the rest. And I appreciate it, but I'm a little torn on this. It seems to be a self-doubt anthem, talking about hiding himself from the rest of the world because he doesn't like what he's become, you know. Well, that's some religion stuff here. Regional at Best indeed. The streaming. Yeah, the pacing's a little rough. Sweet outro. Regional at Best indeed. You know, it's nice of them to pull a track out of the vault and kind of work it up with the updated production, but yeah, that is the weakest of the bunch by a landslide. This song is, yeah, it reminds me of some of the weaker tracks on Vessel, where I just find the track to have a few too many. It just has old 21 Pilots-isms, lots of random switch-ups, random screaming. The writing, the religious writing isn't all that gripping or engaging. I feel like Tyler Joseph has really come into his own as a songwriter a lot more down the line, especially tackling religious themes like this. And, you know, this just doesn't fit on this album. This doesn't... I feel like if this was a loose single, it would work a lot better. You know, just being like, hey, you know, for the Vessel re-release, you know, here's a loose single we found, you know? I'm feeling a low 5 on this song. 5.2. That has since grown to be a low 6 on a further listen. I do think that this song still suffers from some pacing issues and some odd creative choices, but I think the instrumental is cute enough, and I think that the performance is passionate enough for me to appreciate this song a little bit more on a re-listen, though I will still definitely say it is the weakest of the bunch by a landslide. The weakest of the bunch so far, but not bad. Robot voices. Oh shit, 100 viewers. That's the first time we've ever hit 100 viewers. Fit a happier reference? Yeah.
The robots and machines in my room and understanding. Now I'm waiting for the change. Everyone sees. Just wanna dance in style and stay a while. The lines on the floor. But my robot told me that I should safe and warm.
Oh shit.
Half-drawn blinds, casting lines on the floor as my metal friend flashes in time.
Yeah, this is definitely the love song of the album, yeah. Oh, this was originally made by a different band, yeah. Made by Blanket Approval. He happened upon them randomly. Right, hold on, I'll read this a bit after.
When I met you, I found you safe and warm. Reassure me.
Okay, so Robot Voices is a collaboration between 21 Pilots and Blanket Approval. During early album listening events, Tyler Joseph revealed that the song was originally made by Blanket Approval. He happened upon them randomly online and loved the song, but wished the bridge was the chorus. He reached out to the band and asked to mess around with the song, resulting in a collaboration between the two. Tyler further stated that he and the band would receive splits of the record, as well as setting them up with a publisher for their music. Hey, that's based as fuck. Play the original? Nah, I can't bother with that shit. Cool. We're getting a fucking cover song on this album. 21 Pilots doing a cover of a different song on this album. That's pretty cool. Yeah, this is fine. It's like another flat to low 7 for me. This song has actually grown on me to be a low 8 on a realist, and I think this is a very fun indie rock cut with a great anthemic chorus and some pretty fun vocal effects throughout as well. I do think it does maybe suffer at certain points from being a little bit awkward structurally, but I don't know. I think that all in all, this track does genuinely serve as one of the most fun moments on the entire album. I can't speak without fucking stuttering. It's not a cover? What, it said he redid the song, right? This was the song written by the other band. It's just him redoing the song, right? That's a cover. It's a different song. Okay. This song's fine. It's a nice little indie rock cut. I feel like these past two tracks haven't had quite the same oomph as the rest of the album. It hasn't had the same punch. But I do think this song is a lot better than Downstairs. This track does have a fucking fantastic chorus. I think the indie rock sound is executed with a lot of reverence for, like, especially like early 2000s indie rock, but adding in a lot of the more electronic sort of sounds that 21 Pilots tend to implement, and the production again is fucking stellar here. I think that Tyler Joseph's vocal performance is the biggest standout of this track, definitely. I think that Tyler Joseph, at the beginning when he has the robot fucking effect on his voice, and then especially going into the chorus as well, he really does bring all of the power here. When will they mention the lore? I think this is going to be the same as Clancy, where there's like 3 lore songs. I'm not gonna lie. Clancy had Overcompensate, Navigating, and Paladin Straight. I think for this album it's gonna be City Walls, Contract, and Intentions. Don't expect lore for like the rest of the album until we get to Intentions, I don't think. Up next we have Cinemass.
A little softer than I used to be. Used to mouth off.
Oh shit!
I know.
Oh shit!
I pull on my shirt sleeve to cover half of my hands, bring my arms closer to my body.
That's a sample of the drum. Oh really? That's funny.
Right this way if you're frustrated, your first mate in the 5th grade tried to persuade.
I love the simplicity of this instrumental. Lavish but better, yeah. Yeah, this is bringing it back. Oh shit. Oh shit. Cinemass has exactly what I feel like the last couple tracks were missing. That was one of the strongest songs on the entire album. That's a flat 9 for me. An absolutely fantastic rap track that revels in its simplicity in the first half and then rewards you for being patient with the simplicity by giving you this thunderous rock outro. Yeah, one of Tyler Joseph's best rap performances, probably full stop on this track, to be honest. Some absolutely fucking fantastic personal writing about regretting not being there for somebody, noticing all of these signs but not taking action. and then at the end expressing the regret of, you know, a moment of being at their fucking funeral. That was a super dark reveal at the end there that I wasn't expecting. Surprisingly punchy way to end that track. Yeah, also, Josh Dun gets to go insane on that song. Some of his best hip-hop drumming, absolutely. Crazy fucking fills towards the end. There was one super fast triplet fill he did that felt like Bonham fucking speeded up 10 times. That was really fucking impressive when that fill came up. I barely picked up on it. Yeah, Center Mass, one of the strongest songs on the album. A big step up from the previous two, in my opinion, and exactly what I've kind of missed from those last two tracks. Cottonwood. We were gonna have a piano ballad at some point.
Can't believe you're gone for good, but she heard that sound. I don't remember.
Charlie Kirk song, for fuck's sake. Jesus Christ.
But the wind was tame. You weren't waiting anymore.
Yeah. This song has given me like the same punch that that Legend does on Trench, dude. Yeah, we're gonna apologies for pausing. This feels like a complete juxtaposition to Legend, where Legend is like the loving tribute to his grandfather. This feels like the actual emotional response to his grandfather's death. It feels like the two tracks are kind of the yin and yang to each other, if that makes sense. This is a lovely piece to throw in here, especially coming right after something as heavy as Center Mass. Ooh. Oh shit, that build is absolutely fucking glorious. Absolutely delightful tribute to Tyler Joseph's grandfather. Again, feeling like it combines with Legend to create something, somewhat of a yin and yang type of thing, where, again, Legend is the loving tribute, and this is the actual emotional response to his passing. A song that is so soft, so easy on the ears, but incredibly heavy on the heart. Fantastic writing. Probably the best written song on the album up to this point, to be honest. This one really packs a massive fucking punch. Feeling a solid 9 on this one. Absolutely fucking stunning piece to throw in here. So lovely. I actually have One Way. What? Oh, that bass, fucking hell. If anyone's putting spoilers, ban them, yeah. Mods, time out anybody putting spoilers in the chat. This feels like a better Scaled and Icy song. Now listen, I'm a Scaled and Icy defender, okay? I like Scaled and Icy. This feels like the more colourful, saturated popisms of that album. Just a million times better. Way thicker production, way stronger performances, more interesting song structure, way better written than a lot of the tracks on there. This feels like what I kind of wanted Scaled and Icy to be. And again, I like Scaled and Icy. I'm a defender of that album. But this feels like that, but way better. 21 Pilots are one of the biggest bands on the planet. There's no such thing as too commercial.
Call me back.
Oh, shit.
I'm not opposed to One Way going into Days Lie Dormant, and
Okay, that was pretty fun. Very cheesy, very cheeky. Welcome back to Clancy. Exactly. One Way, very fun track. Nice to get something more synth-orientated here. Yeah, absolutely delightful. It's not like the most impressive song on the album by any means, but yeah, a nice, more synth-orientated track. Feels like it's, again, calling back to some like early 2000s synth-based indie rock with some very punchy drums, cool falsetto vocals from Tyler Joseph here. I wasn't too invested in the writing on this track, but, you know, and that transition, easily the strongest of the transitions we've gotten on the album up to this point. I'm feeling a high 8 on that track. Good shit. Days Lie Dormant. We're going to go back and we're going to listen to that transition again.
I feel like quite a vibe change, and
We're going very heavy on the rock on this album. This definitely feels like the most rock album out of any 21 Pilots project. Okay, coming in strong.
My days lie dormant, 'cause I just can't afford it. My days lie dormant, 'cause I just can't afford
Ooh. Sounds like the fucking Strokes. Sounds like a fucking Strokes song. Post-pop punk, there you go.
I just can't afford it to waste my time. Spend it in the air. My days
Lovely switch up, man. The instrumentals are so creative on this album. The switch ups feel, I don't know, they feel so. Right, I'll explain it at the end. Okay. Okay. Days Lie Dormant is another fucking 2000s indie rock callback track, feeling like it's taking influence from The Killers and The Strokes, which is... Yeah, this album is really liking the early 2000s so far. They are really liking the early 2000s on this album. Yeah. Song was super fun. Incredible switch up. What I was going to say earlier, before my mind just went completely blank, is that the switch ups on this album, as opposed to previous albums where some of the switch ups, fucking hell, crazy time to stutter. Some of the switch ups can feel a little shoehorned. They can feel a little forced into the tracks to kind of add variety. But here, they feel genuinely like they are elevating these tracks a whole bunch, especially with how all over the place this album has been tonally so far. Adding the switch-ups kind of feels like little bits and pieces to tie all of these tracks together. Piano ballad switch-up there was absolutely delightful. This is one of the most fun songs on the album up to this point for me. The vocal layering on the chorus creates such a nice, like, kind of uproarious, stadium-filling sound to this track. I think that the very steady guitar riff throughout this, again, kind of brings it back to, like, an early Strokes song. And also... That kick into the outro. At first I was a little like, what the fuck, this is corny as hell, sounds like an AJR track. But then, you know, it kind of clicked with me that you know, it's meant to be more of like, again, kind of playing to that stadium thing. And I feel like it worked for me after the fact. I'm stuttering like fuck now. I'm very tired, so I'm stuttering like fuck. That song is another high 8 for me. Sound's been pretty fucking great. Don't insult AJR like that, please. Listen. I'm not an AJR guy, but you are allowed to be an AJR person, okay? Next up, we have Tally. Down to the final two.
I lost my rank and title. I turned my back on it. I wanted to progress things. I wanted my soul set free. Lost it all at a discount. It's kind of hard to know. Is there a point at all, or should we cut the line? Still now, you believe in me somehow.
This feels like it's feels like a direct letter to the fans.
I like in a fight too. Lightning strikes right on cue. Like right when a storm hits, I set right set circumstantial proof you break.
See, that's actually kind of accurate. For fuck's sake, it does sound like a Geometry Dash song. For fuck's sake, Shaden. See, I can't unhear that now, you son of a bitch. This does sound like a fucking Geometry Dash song. God damn it. And the tempo of the track as well. There's the flight section. He said the thing! Nice. Tally, a very explosive track. Holy shit. Easily the most dense instrumentally. This track has so much going on. So many fucking layers of synths. I just mixed the word incredible and insane in my mind. Insane sounding bass on this track as well. Tyler Joseph providing one of the most batshit vocal performances as well, going back and forth between this very low, moody rapping into these crazy high moments with the most insane fucking layering imaginable. The song was fun. The song was very fun. I feel like, I don't know, I'm surprised at how it doesn't feel too big for its boots. I would expect a song like this on this album to just be a bit like, you know, to be a bit too overloaded, but I feel like it isn't too stuffed. Even just being 3.5 minutes and feeding you this much information, I feel like it's able to pace itself well. The production is fucking incredible again. Yeah, I'm surprised. This song worked really fucking well. I'm feeling a high 8 again. 3 high 8s in a row for me. Final song, ladies and gentlemen. Final song, Intentions.
I am starting it. Did I learn a thing?
I was about to say it sounds like Truce. Yeah, it is the Truce instrumental, yeah.
Did you learn a thing? Intentions like memory. Intentions will set you free. Just try to be.
Shockingly brief closer, but a genuinely powerful one that is an interesting wrap up to this lore. Feeling a low 8 on this. Low 8 on this as a closer. As a track that's kind of, I guess, just a direct message either from or to Clancy. This track being about, like, being stuck in this cycle, but knowing that eventually it will break and you just need to be in the now and do the best you can in the moment. It's a very sweet message to end this album off with, and I guess calling back to Vessel and having it be, you know, that the instrumental of Truce reversed is a genuinely very sweet way to end this. The album begins with the callbacks to Holding On To You and Heavy Dirty Soul, and it ends with a tribute to Truce. I think that's lovely. Ladies and gentlemen, that was Breach. That was pretty good. This album is pretty good. I'm going to be honest. I found myself being pretty impressed by this. Do I think it's as good as Clancy? No. I would say this, as of right now, is my number 3 21 Pilots album. This album is great. It is probably the band's best produced album. I think that the performances across this thing are absolutely fucking insane. Tyler Joseph and Josh Dunn really bring their A game to every single track on this album, be it the very rock focus of this album as well. You know, being super heavy, having so many tracks that are so explosive, so dense in production, and then being able to transition into these more moody, more light, sometimes even raw cuts as well. And having the balance between the two makes sense is very impressive. I think that the pacing of this album, for the most part, outside of a song like Downstairs, is fucking incredible as well. Man, I'm impressed. I'm impressed. I will say, minor gripes that I need to get out of the way. I do think that Garbage and Robot Voices are two songs that I thought were just kind of okay, and then Downstairs is a song that I'm not too crazy on. Those are 3 tracks that I don't feel like aren't quite on the same level, and that I feel like do suffer from a little bit of slightly going too far out of the tone of the album, slightly going too far out of the production style, slightly going too far in terms of the... especially Downstairs being 5.5 minutes, like, it kind of ruins the pacing a little bit. And I feel like those tracks just aren't as memorable or sticky as the others. But genuinely, every single other track on this album is fucking fantastic. Genuinely, this album is an absolute victory to end off what is not only the lore, but probably the band in general on. This is an absolutely massive victory. Absolutely fucking... this is great. I feel like most like diehard 21 Pilots fans are going to enjoy this more than me, to be honest. I feel like this is a type of... This album has a lot of callbacks and similarities to the earlier albums, which, like, you know, I'm not the biggest fan of the earlier albums. I don't like Vessel quite as much as other people. I don't like Regional at best at all. Self-titled, I think, is just okay. You know, this is definitely like a lot of nods to pre-hiatus 21 Pilots, just done a bit better. So people who are fans of that style are going to find a lot more in this than even I did. And honestly, even with it calling back to that, it did it so much better than I feel like an album like Vessel or Self-Titled or Blurry Face does, especially Regional at best as well, that even I was able to connect to this and find this to be their number 3 album and their 3rd great album, in my opinion. Yeah, this album is an absolute win. Absolutely. One of the best produced albums of the year as well. One of the best produced albums of the entire year. The production on this album is fucking spotless. It's like even better produced than Trench. This is seriously like, you know, it's in terms of production, this is one of the best of the entire year. Absolutely. Fucking insane sounds that they're able to pull out of this thing. Yeah, definitely going to require multiple listens. My feelings could obviously shift. It could grow or shrink on me with a couple more listens. And of course, there's going to be a tier list video on Saturday on every single 21 Pilots album when I've listened to this album a few more times, so definitely stay tuned for that. I am going to add up my scores and I will tell you what my overall score for this album is. No, we're not doing the Ed Sheeran album. Okay. I've crunched the numbers. I am feeling an 8.4 out of 10 on this album. With my updated thoughts on some of the songs, that has grown to be an 8.7 and actually places it in 2nd place in the 21 Pilots discography for me. But I feel like Clancy and this might need another re-listen back-to-back to fully realize that. So you will learn which one actually takes number 2 on Saturday in my tier list video. Good shit. Sounds a win. Absolute win. Great album. Big win to end the lore on. Big win to probably end the band on. I'm satisfied with this. I'm very satisfied with this. And again, that could grow or shrink. It could grow or shrink on further listens, but I'm expecting maybe with me getting adjusted to how insane the production on this thing is, and some of the pacing issues, it could maybe grow on me. I think this thing might maybe go up a couple points, same as Clancy. Thank you all so much for watching this video. Let me know what you think of this album down below and how it compares to other 21 Pilots albums for you. Yeah. That's it. The lore's over. It's done. Come back Saturday for a 21 Pilots tier list where I'm going to be going back through all of their albums, going to be tiering them, and yeah, figuring out which one is the objective best, even though we all already know what that is. Yeah, like and sub if you haven't. We are on our way to 4K, and I will see you all whenever I next stream or upload. Bye-bye.